Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And in today's video, we are going to be baking cookies, and not just any cookies, but Chinese almond cookies. And if you're not sure what those are, almond cookies that are served to adults and children during Chinese New Year as gifts. I personally don't really know that much about it, but that's pretty much the sum of what I've been researching today. And I know Chinese New Year's was a couple months ago. I'm a little late on that, but this is for something different. This is for celebrating AAPI month. And my company decided to host a little bit of a potluck where it's Asian American and Pacific Islander team members can come in with food from their culture and just have everyone else from the company try it. And that is just something that is so sweet. I honestly love working at this company so much for so many reasons. For example, I got this beautiful bouquet from my bosses a couple weeks ago, and it's still holding really strong. But this was for Admin Appreciation Day in April, and they gave me this beautiful bouquet with a cute little thank you balloon, just as a token of their appreciation for what I do on a day-to-day basis supporting the leaders that I support. And as sweet as this was, what they are doing for AAPI month is honestly tugging at my heartstrings a little bit more. Just because growing up as an Asian American in America was not the easiest, and it often feels like racism towards Asians are not taken as seriously as races for other minorities in this country. It's kind of like people forget that Asians are minorities too. And not to get political, because I really don't want my channel or my platform to become something politicized where people are debating in the comments and stuff like that. The intention of my content is to just bring joy and peace to the people who watch. But at the same time, I now know that speaking about these things on behalf of my Asian American community is not discounting the struggles of other races. This is not a competition. This is something that we all struggle with. So for those of you who don't know, I am Indonesian, Mongolian, and Chinese. So I basically had like 3 different cultures to choose from for this potluck, but I ended up going with something a little bit more on the safer side, just because I really did not want to mess up one of my culture foods, and time is very limited today. It is a Monday night after all. And lately, I definitely have been learning to embrace the fact that I'm Asian. Growing up, it was really difficult for me to feel like I fit in anywhere. I always felt like I wasn't quite Asian enough or wasn't quite American enough. So over time, especially after being made fun of in school for my eyes being chinky or my food being gross and being called names like Ling Ling and Ching Chong and stuff like that, I definitely learned to try to suppress it. And it wasn't until probably, I guess now, ever since I turned 20, that I really felt comfortable enough to learn to embrace my Asian side. I'm in a place now where I'm really thankful that I have people in my life who encourage me to embrace who I really am. And even though I didn't have the chance to grow up comfortable with it, I'm still very grateful that I'm able to learn it now. But definitely, if you asked me if I could change anything about my childhood, I would probably say no, because I'm so thankful and so grateful that my parents decided to come to this country and start a life for themselves where I would have the opportunities that I have, and that is something that I would never ever be able to repay them for. What they did took a lot of guts. I probably would not move to another country and start all over again, especially after establishing myself as much as I could here. So this month definitely means a lot of things for me because of what my parents did. It means something for me based on who I am and what I've been through being Asian, and who I am now as someone who's being a little bit more comfortable with who she really is. So you best believe I'm going to be putting my all into these cookies. And I apologize for those of you who tuned into this video and got like a whole rant on the sole fact of me being Asian, but I'm feeling a little emotional and flustered today. Maybe my period's coming soon. Not really sure. I should really check my cycle. But I am going to change out of my work clothes, change into something a little bit more comfortable, and start baking. Because even though this is something that Nara Smith could definitely cook in, I am not Nara Smith, and I will get flour and eggs and butter all over this. Okay, scrap that, forget what I said. I decided to keep my work clothes on because the outfit was so freaking cute and just go full on aesthetic for today's video. So I'm starting just by cleaning the counter a little bit because I will be working with the dough on the counter and I don't want, you know, kitty hair or whatever else was on my counter to get within the dough. And then I washed my hands and began setting the mood with these candles. This Bridgerton Diamond of the Season candle from Bath & Body Works is absolutely everything. You guys have to try it. I've also decided to prep my ingredients beforehand in these cute little containers. One, it definitely looks better and the kitchen won't get as messy and I won't be running back and forth to my pantry to get all of the ingredients. It ended up looking like something out of a Pinterest board and I was honestly so happy with the turnout. I'm also going to be putting the ingredient list and the measurements up on the screen for you guys in case you want to replicate the recipe. First, I have the almond flour, the butter, and a sprinkle of salt coming together in the stand mixer before adding an egg and the vanilla extract. And that's gonna mix until just combined, so I'm just working on the dry ingredients here, giving it a whisk before putting it into the stand mixer. To not overwhelm the mixer, I like to put in half of the dry ingredients and then let it mix a little bit and then put in the other half. Once that finished, I wrestled my mixer a little bit before dumping the cookie dough onto the counter and forming it into a disc before popping it in the fridge. And since the dough has to chill in the fridge for about like 2 hours, I got started on cleaning the kitchen right away. I barely had any dish soap left in my soap daddy, so I filled it up with lemon panillin dish soap, and oh my goodness, this lemon dish soap smells so fresh, so tart, so citrusy. It was just so like invigorating, if that makes sense, and I know it probably sounds weird talking like this about cleaning products, but this was definitely hitting the spot. I would love to know what type of cleaning products you guys love, what your favorite cleaning products are, or what your favorite scents are. Please let me know in the comments. The next thing that I did was wipe down my stand mixer because even though you can't really see it here, some flour and sugar definitely got all over it. Since there was some cookie dough residue on the counters, I'm gonna go in with a Scrub Mommy and Cif Cream Cleanser in the original scent. I am using the last of it on this counter clean and I absolutely love Cif. It does a really good job of getting the grime up from my counters without using any harsh chemicals. And then I'm using the other side of my Scrub Mommy to just wipe away the excess suds before just spraying down the counter with purple pine sol. And then the last thing that I'm going to clean in the kitchen for right now is the kitchen sink. I'm going in with this car sponge from Dollar Tree and a little bit of lemon comet. Since I had a little bit more time to kill, I decided to hop in the shower as well. I got this new scent from Method, which is the wind down scent, and it's honestly so good. And then I changed into some PJs and it was now time to take the cookie dough out of the fridge. So I just tried to kind of grab equal parts of dough and roll it into a ball and then flatten them out into a bit of a coin shape. Once I was done shaping all of the cookies, I placed them on a greased baking pan, brushed them with egg wash, and placed a sliced almond on top. And then I put the cookies in the oven that I preheated at 325 degrees and let them bake for about 15 to 17 minutes. They came out looking so good. I placed them on this platter that I got from Party City, and the golden crust on top of it gave a little bit of a crunch, but I did steal one of these cookies for myself, and it was so soft and buttery on the inside. I hope everyone at the office likes them, and thank you everyone for tuning into my video today. I will see you on my next one.